Hey folks, it's sunny and hot in the valley today. It's going to stay that way for a couple of days. Some clouds coming down from the north, but not much going to happen anytime soon. So let's go right to the tropics and talk about what's happening over here. This is depression number 14. 14th depression of the year. We're just coming into the peak of the season right now. In fact, today is the day things really start to ramp up historically, and it's happening. Let's talk about 14 for a second right now, right to the east-southeast of the Nicaragua-Honduras border from Cabo Gracias a Dios. That's right here. A little farther south, and it's not moved to the south. They sent a recon in it today, and they found it a little farther south of where they thought the center was. So it's down here. Doesn't change much. Still forecast now to kind of sideswipe the Nicaragua-Honduras border and then turn to the northwest and then move across the Yucatan Peninsula sometime during the daytime on Sunday and then emerge into the central Gulf by the time we get to Monday of next week. Still is a tropical storm. Now the window really starts to open up when it gets into the northwestern Gulf, and I'll show you the models in a second. They're all over the place on this, but the most reliable ones do take it up into the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. We are not in the cone, but as I mentioned earlier in the newscast, only 2/3 of the storms actually stay in the cone. A third of them go outside the cone somewhere else, and really everybody on the Gulf Coast needs to be watching both this and depression number 13, which is the one that's out here, because that one also moving off to the west-northwest. Not very impressive today, but it's in an area that really favors some strengthening. The winds there are 35 miles per hour, about 615 miles east of the northern Leeward Islands. And here you go, keeping it a tropical storm at least into the weekend, and then finally by late Sunday start to strengthen it up to about 70-mile-per-hour winds. And then here it comes through maybe the Florida Keys and into the eastern Gulf by Tuesday afternoon as a hurricane. Again, the window is wide. It could be either edge of this, it could be outside of it, but the bottom line is we may have two systems in the Gulf of Mexico the middle part of next week, something we haven't seen since 1933. Been a long time, the record-setting year of 1933. Talk about spaghetti in the Gulf. I mean, look at this. I don't know if I've ever seen two storms overlap in the Gulf of Mexico. The spaghetti models, again, all over the place on this. Consistency right through here, and then it spreads out. Same thing here. Consistency until it gets to South Florida, and then they spread out. So we got a long way to go. The storm's still very disorganized. They're depressions right now. The more organized they get, the more these lines will come together, and that's going to take a day or two for that to happen. Also tracking a storm just coming off of Africa. It's just a tropical wave, but it's got a 40% chance of developing over the next 5 days as it moves out. This is Africa as it moves out into the Atlantic Ocean, so we'll be tracking that as well. Over the valley, we are watching some rain coming down from the north. I think most of this, if not all of it, dies before it gets here. The computer models do bring some of the cirrus clouds down into here tonight and suggest maybe there could be a brief leftover shower, but not much. I think it's a dry night for the most part, and tomorrow a mostly sunny and hot day across the region. And if you look at the next 3 days, our rain chances are pretty much non-existent. Tomorrow by Saturday night and Sunday, we bring some rain into the forecast. Temperature-wise, hit 100 in McAllen today. We're 99 in Weslaco, 93 in Port Isabel at this hour. Tomorrow's highs similar to today, right up around 100 in many areas, mainly sunny and hot. Should be mainly dry. If you look at the next 3 days, highs start above normal and then come back down a little bit as we head through the weekend. So for tonight across the valley, 76 for a low, mostly clear and warm. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. It's hot again, back up around 98. South to southeast winds about 5 to 15. As we take a look at the next 7 days, as we talked about yesterday, when you get into next week, all of this is going to depend upon what happens to number 14, really, the one that's in the Caribbean right now. If it nudges a little closer to us, the chances of rain will go up. If it goes a little farther off to the east of us, then our chances of rain would fade a little bit. Could end up being dry. Just depends on the path of that system. That's your updated First Warn 5 AccuWeather forecast.